Alright, I am ready to stick this driver's seat assembly into the bottom of the tank, and it simply just goes down in this little square area right here. Pretty simple. So we'll get out the glue and we will put it in here. Attaches to a little peg down here, right down there. There's a hole right there. So this thing just is going to fit right onto that peg and sit down in there like so. Pretty easy peasy. There we go. There's the driver's seat area into the lower hull of the tank towards the front. That's all ready to go. Yeah, pretty simple. The next step we're going to go to is step 3 in the instructions. And step 3 is attaching the suspension arms and idler wheels, looks like. Make sure that every wheel contacts the ground. Well, not these idler wheels, they don't, or do they? No. The road wheels are going to be down at the ground level. Those come on later. So right now, the suspension arms, the little wheels, and looks like a couple of hooks on the front. And that's really it for step 3. There's a lot of parts though, so I got to find all these little parts. And we'll start gluing them on once I get all the parts lined up. All right. Okay, here's what it looks like with the suspension arms on and the little idler wheels, 3 to each side. And there's 6 of these suspension arms on there. So that is the left side of the tank done. Now we're going to turn it over and work on the other side here. And we'll just repeat the process and get the idler wheels, cut off the sprue. That one tried to roll away. I need one more. That's got to be on this sprue, right? It's not. I seem to be missing one. There's 1, 2, and I'm missing a wheel. Oh, there it is. Rolled underneath there. Okay. There's all the wheels. Now I just grab the little axles that they go on, and those little axles are they're not on this one. I thought they were on this sprue. Okay, well, I'll find the right sprue. Here's the right sprue. This is the B sprue, and here's the little axles right here. So we'll get those little guys off. Yeah. Okay. And the way this works is we just sand a couple little sprue nubs that are hanging on here. quickly sand those puppies off. We take one of the axles, insert a wheel onto the axle like so. Grab the second wheel, put it on the axle like so. This gets put into this little shaft right there, but first we put a little drop of glue in there, like that. Take this little axle assembly and push it on just like that. And as you can see, the idler wheel is put on. So I'm going to do the other two here, and then we'll look at it when it's all done. Okay, got two more to go here. Okay, there are the suspension arms. Oops, getting the camera might help. There are the suspension arms all installed along with the idler wheels. Along with the driver's seat assembly right there. Okay, that is now taking us through to, let's see, is there anything left to do on this step 3? Yes. Two little hook dealy bobs are going to go on the front. B23. That's the sprue right here that I was using before. B23, it's a couple of hook. There they are. One, two. The B sprue is getting used up. All right, that's always good. So these little hook things are going to go on the front here where these two slots are right here. 1, 2. You got to make sure you put them in the right way. So this is the bottom. These hooks are supposed to be facing upwards, so they're going to go in that way. Of course, they don't want to stick, so I got to put some glue on them. All right, let's get some glue. Add a little glue into this slot right here in a couple places. And these are supposed to be facing upwards. Put a little bit more glue along the edge right there. We make sure that it's lined up parallel to the body of the tank. And that looks good right there. I think I'll add just a touch more glue. Okay. One more here. We'll complete the second one. Make sure it's parallel with the body of the tank. And they both look pretty parallel to me. Nice and even. Okay, there we are. All the suspension, all the idle wheels, and the little hooks in the front. Yep, and that is it for step number 3. There it is. I don't want to set it on those wheels because they could get tweaked out of shape if I do that. So we will get a couple of paint jars and we will set this up like that on the paint jars. Alright, so step 3 is done. We'll mark off step 3 with my pen. Always use a red pen to mark off when I've completed a step or parts or something like that. Okay, there we go. When we get into step 4, it is going to be wheel assembly. The road wheels, the drive sprockets, and we'll be using the polycaps in both of these sets of wheels. We're going to make road wheels, 14 road wheels and 2 drive sprockets with polycaps. And then the last section of step 4 is building up the rear panel. And it gets some, I'm not sure what that is. There's some kind of plating going on it and another hook, a tow hook. Oh, and the rear lights are there, and they get painted X7, which I think is red. Am I right about red? Yes. X7 is red. These are Tamiya paints, X7. But I will not paint those red lights, obviously, until the rest of the painting is done, because I don't want to paint over the red lights. Okay. Alright, so they said we're going to make 14 of the road wheels, and the road wheel consists of 2 parts plus a polycap. Now these sprues have, there's 3 of them. These are the G sprues. It says all the wheels on, all the road wheels on it. And since we're making 14, we're going to use all of these. So let's just cut them off. And when I get all these pieces cut off, we want to make sure we just use the part number G1 and G4. These are all G1s here. These are G4s over here. Right here in the middle, I'm going to make sure you don't use this one. This is part number G2. And G2, I'm looking to see where it belongs. Well, in step 3, you're not using G2 at all. So we'll just leave G2 alone. But we'll cut off all the number 1s and all the number 4s. And those are the ones that we will be using to make up the drive wheels. So this is going to take forever because it's not actually 14, it's 28. There's our pile of road wheels with the little polycaps. So we just start an assembly line process here now, and we start building these things. Road wheels come in 2 halves. Take this 1 half here, grab a polycap, put it in that recessed area, take the other half, and you glue that together like that. Polycap is inside there. Okay, so you want to make sure you do not glue the polycap. Otherwise your wheel won't turn. So what you do is just put some glue inside this little area where the inside rim is going to fit together, and give it a little twist like that. And there you go. There's a road wheel all ready to go with a polycap inside. These polycaps, I'll just show you real quick. They are going to go onto these suspension arms right there. Has a little bit of an axle sticking out. That goes right in there. You shove it on, it stays, and it spins. Pretty cool invention, huh? I think it's kind of slick. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting these all together, and I will pause the camera when I do that. I would like to point out something here about these polycaps and these road wheels. Tamiya has designed this so these polycaps will go in only one way. This one half of the road wheel here that doesn't have the hubcap and some bolts detail. This plain looking half that's going to be on the inside, as you can see, the shaft goes, or the axle is going to go all the way through it, so there's a hole all the way through it. Well, the polycap will not go in on this side at all, okay? And that's not the side you want, but it will go in on this side and fit all the way down in there nice and neat. So they've made it so that, you know, you're not ending up forcing something together that you shouldn't be. So I appreciate that. It makes it pretty much foolproof, right? Because you cannot put the polycap in wrong that way. And that will ensure that your wheel's going to go together right, and that it's going to fit on the axle right, and that it's going to be able to move right. So far I've gotten 6 done. Got a ways to go. As you can see right here, there is our 14 road wheels with the polycaps in them. Now we have to build 2 drive sprockets with polycaps in them. So the drive sprockets are on the D sprue, and the D sprue is right here. And here are the drive sprocket halves. So we'll remove those, them ones from the sprue. Fortunately, we only have to build 2 of these. Okay, and then we need 2 of the polycaps. Okay, now these, oh, there's more than 2 parts. There are a couple of like little inserts that go inside too. Not the polycaps, but there's these plastic inserts. D22 it says. Let's see what that is. Oh, that's B. We want D. Excuse me. That's H. All right, excuse me while I find the D sprue, which I thought I just had, but I guess I didn't. That's B. That's H. D. Aha. I almost made a big mistake. When I looked at these drive sprockets, I kind of jumped the gun. I saw the D as a B for some reason. Don't ask me why. So I cut the sprockets, the drive sprockets, off of the B sprue. And then I pick up the D sprue, and here's drive sprockets on the D sprue. So I'm not sure what I did. I guess there's 2 sets of drive sprockets. I'll find out when I get further along in the instructions, but almost made a big blunder there. Let's get these drive sprockets off the D sprue, which is where they're supposed to be coming from. Okay, there's those 2 halves. And then D23, the other halves right here. Let's get this lined up right. Okay. And then we need, on the same D sprue, we need D22. We need 4 of them. And there they are. Right there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then the 2 poly caps, which I have right here. This one kind of rolled away. All right. Hey, get back here. It keeps wanting to roll away. I don't want to lose those. Excuse me. Whew. Okay. I ended up losing one of them. It rolled away somewhere. And now I don't see it. No, that's not good. Oh, there it is. Rolled clear over here. All right. That is ready for assembly. And I'm going to go ahead and put these together, and I'll pause the camera when I do that, and I'll come back. Okay, I haven't glued this yet, but this is what the drive sprocket assembly is supposed to turn out like. Got the 2 halves here of the sprockets themselves, and then you have there's a poly cap in there in the middle with these 2 dividers here. The track runs on this, and also there's a spur that comes off the bottom of the tracks that goes through this little raceway here. So I'm going to apply glue to this, and I'm just going to let capillary action just work its way down to where it needs to go, and it will not get into the poly cap. So I'll set that aside. I'll build this one up. Poly cap goes in this long one here, this long half. Well, it's supposed to. Something's hanging it up. What's hanging it up, folks? I can't see anything that's hanging it up, but yet something is. There it goes. I just wasn't holding my tongue the right way, I guess. Okay. Put these little rings on here that help line up the whole shoot and match. And then we will come on. Doesn't want to line up for some reason. I'm not sure why. What's going on? Okay, it's going to be difficult, I guess. Well, come on now. You're being difficult. It's supposed to go on just like that. Why doesn't it? I don't know. There. Okay. Okay, these last 7 parts right here are all that's left of step 4. And this is the rear panel of the tank and some accessories that go on it. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those on, and I'll see you when I get back. And here is the last portion of step 7 done, the rear panel. We got a couple lights, rear lights there. We got a tow hook assembly put on there and a couple of panels here. That's it. So there we are. This is all. We're looking at step 4 right here in this pile. We got all the road wheels. We have the drive sprockets and the rear panel done. So the next step, which is 5, we're going to be attaching all the wheels, the rear panel, and excuse me, this is where we're going to use the metal axles that came with the model in step 5. Okay. Now with step 5, we're going to put this rear panel on the lower half of the hull, and it's going to supposedly just go on this right here. Doesn't seem right to me. There is the lower hull. All done. All the wheels are on now. Okay. Now it's time to move on to the upper hull. And in step 6, I am going to be adding on a series of boxes and tool chests, and I'm not sure what the supply chests and boxes, and don't know what what all these things are, but they go on top of this upper tank body in these sections here. And it looks like most of them are going to be found on the C and D sprues. So I'm going to go ahead and find those, and we'll start attaching this stuff. All right. We are continuing work on step 7. I just installed this front hatch, and underneath it, it hooks onto a little mechanism here made of plastic that allows you to open and close it. It's on a little swing arm assembly here. So hopefully that's going to work. We'll see. The other part of step 7 is attaching, let's see, looks like some hooks and some tie downs and the travel clamp for the gun barrel, and it slips my mind what that thing's called again, but it goes onto the front and clips, however you want to word it, over the gun barrel and supports it during travel. I believe that's what this thing is we're going to be putting on. So that's all on this C sprue, which is right here. And we're looking for 4, 5, 7, and 19. Okay. There's 5. 4, 7, and 19. There's 7 right there. And 19 is right there. All right. Guess I should put them more into where the camera is, I guess. All right, there's the 4 parts for that. And then on the H sprue and the D sprue, we have some parts to find too. That's the B sprue. Here is the H sprue. We need 49 and 50. 49 and 50. There's 49 and 50 right there. Okay. Okay. There it is. 49.50. What else do they want me to get? They want me to get off the D sprue 43. The D sprue. This is the C. This is the B. The D sprue is. There it is. D sprue is this big one with the turret on it. Turret. We want 43. 2 of them. Should be 2 number 43s, and there they are. Okay. Let's put this out of the way. So we're going to have to do a little cleanup on these little parts before we attach them to the upper hull. So that means we pause the camera.